Hola, familia estelar. You do not land here by chance. You have indeed entered into a sacred world line collision. If this message has found you suspended through space and time, oh my gosh, there is something huge that's unlocking. It's not even an awakening point. To awaken is to remember. And this vessel has come encoded with the celestial memory, almost like I was seeing it as muscle memory of gifts from parallel lifetimes that you're now streamlining and anchoring into this existence or into this lifeline. And there is this soul urge to express this. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and really get into it. The first message that we have is, where did it go? The age of light. You have been training for this for lifetimes. And it's about this body that's basically come equipped with, and it's encoded with the reflexes of a soul that's trained across lifetimes. And is now being called to step up and lead because you also have the high priestess energy. And the way that I was seeing it was, this is essentially your current vessel that's not random, but it's basically a precise container that's manifested into form to hold your specific energetic signature to complete a soul mission of some kind. That's what it feels like. It's attuned to the frequency of your specific mission, attuned to the frequency of being able to access and bring forth these gifts. I'm hearing to forge a new path for yourself that you weren't able to do before. So it feels like not only you picking up where you left off, but it literally feels like you're finishing off something that you had started but never got to finish. And that's like one of the huge messages that were coming through. So we're going to take a look at the chariot. I was seeing that your body is a chariot. And I'm going to go ahead and show you it. So this is the spirit plane in this deck. And the spirit plane basically talks about something that you're anchoring. And I did speak about this previously, so I'm going to mention it. But it's like a device, right, where your carbon-based life form, the physical vessel that enriches your soul, right, to experience life in this terrestrial plane, is re-downloading things from iCloud, right? It's re-downloading things from the quantum field, from the Akashic records, from the Akashic libraries, and it's allowing you to access, I'm hearing, huge amounts of data, which is memory, okay? The memory that has been encoded within you. And again, it's like a muscle memory that is now being called to, exercise itself. And you know how you're going to know what this is as well? There's a message around, when you have something as muscle memory, it's not that you ever forget it. It's that you pick up things very, very quickly. That's how you're going to know what this gift is attuned to. It's like it just comes natural to you. It's like if you haven't been doing something for a while, maybe it's like riding a bike, that's the energy that's coming through, where you never really forget. There's something that your body knows how to do. There's something that your body knows, I'm hearing, how to surrender towards for you to become a conduit for. And this could be about, again, streamlining just huge amounts of infinite potential, and that I'm hearing leading to you excel into something that you're being called to do in this lifetime. But yeah, it's like some souls, they just arrive with almost this combat muscle memory. And it's like there's this harmonic recall that you're coming back into alignment with, and you're streamlining this from the spirit plane. So yeah, these are echoes from previous lifetimes, the things that you've mastered that are now resurfacing as almost like an intuitive instinct, So we'll go ahead and read the spirit plane. It talks about rest and feeling at home. So this is something that, again, it just feels natural to you. And the chariot is about somebody moving forward. And it's how the soul leads the flesh. We even have 1010 on the microwave right now. If you guys know while I've been here, we've been speaking to each other because everything is just you, right? You are everything. And 1010 oh my God, wait, 1010 on this deck, it's literally right here at the base. Fuck, I was going to take a photo, but it just turned to 1011. But 1010 was literally sitting at the top of my angel number message. So this is something that you're growing into, something that you're continuing to grow. This basically says spiritual awareness is opening you to all that you're ready to see. Your destiny is being fulfilled. Keep your intentions pure with your eyes looking ahead, and you will continue to increase the growth that is here. The affirmation is, the more I invest in my awareness, the more I grow. I continuously become the outcomes that I am seeking. Wow. So this is like a becoming, it's something that you're aligning with, and it's a completion point. Okay. So yeah, it's like your body already knows how to breathe through these frequency shifts, and it's like your hands already know what to do without, formal training, if you will. So, yeah, it talks about the spirit plane pulses with a warm magic that feels like home. The light here is a greenish hue, but feels warmer and brighter than anything felt on earth. The air is sweet, and the tranquil orbs of the light float by you. These are souls. A constant melody seems to follow behind each one. So this feels like almost like, again, it's like intercommunication that's happening. This conversing that's happening with the fractals that are existing within you. Again, it's like you're streamlining it. It feels like a quantum entangled, or almost like a vast jumping kind of energy, right? Where you're downloading this information. I don't know if you guys have seen it, Everything Everywhere All at Once, but she starts tuning into fractals of herself within the multiverse, where she can streamline the ability to do, I don't know what it was, like kung fu or some kind of martial arts, and it's just something that she was able to just download into this lifeline because it's already existing. So yeah, it says life is blissful without the bad. It is difficult to discern the good. So a constant melody that seems to follow behind each one. Wow. So the spirit plane shows up in a reading, and for you to take a suggestion for meditative rest and reflection. Appreciate what skills you have acquired and who you have become already to this point in your life. Oh my gosh. I'm like fangirling over this energy because it's so cool. Okay, know that you are a remarkable being and let it rejuvenate your weary soul. Then take these feelings and that internal power that you have acquired and hold on tight, because this next chapter is only just the beginning. You know what? This is crazy because yesterday I was basically streamlining these downloads, right? And it happened during the day where Neptune has gone stationed retrograde back into Pisces. And this is about you returning back to the source, right? You're returning back to your infinite potential and what has lain dormant within you up until now. And it feels like you're recovering some type of wisdom that you're being called to act upon and integrate into your life. So there's something, it's almost like all rivers lead to the ocean, right? But it's almost like the ocean is sending back the water to the source or the spring of the river. So it feels like there's something that you're going back to, there's something that you're returning to, but you're interconnected to both, right? Only an illusion of separation. But there's just something around like your journey, right, that you're having to surrender to. It feels like something, the more that you surrender, the easier it is it's going to be to become a conduit for this. So this is a card about becoming who you are and feeling at home with yourself and your surroundings. It can be worrisome for those who fear stillness, but stillness is sometimes the best move to make. Wow. So this is almost a contradiction to what the original Chariot was all about, because the Chariot is about forward movement and action. This Chariot is almost telling you to slow down and integrate and just be at home with where the waves are taking you, because it usually represents, this woman who's riding on this chariot and she is heading towards this new land, right? This new destination. And she's not looking back at the past unless she's admiring how far it is that she's come. And there's something about admiration for how far it is that you have already come, just to be able to connect with this aspect that is deeply within you. Okay, this is the chariot depiction. And it is also like Cancerian energy, right? So it is cardinal energy, but it's about how the non-physical aspect of yourself is leading you in the physical. And when you go nowhere and you allow your mind to go nowhere, that's where everything is. And there's something about that's exactly where you're streamlining or drawing in this information, and it's shifting not just the way that you relate to yourself in your journey on earth, but also your potential as well. And yeah, what was crazy is it literally is like this, it's a divine embodiment, right? It's a muscle memory or an innate remembrance, and it's something that's instinctive that comes to you, right? Because this is about intuition and instinct with the cardinal energy, and it's about this vessel that has already trained. So it's a cool remembrance that's happening for you, right? The chariot. And it speaks of a being who's earned their tools in other lifetimes, and now it's like that muscle memory of the spirit of the soul is wanting to express itself through this physical form. And yesterday, I thought that these two messages were going to be separate, but I just got the confirmation before I opened up like this channel, right? That these two messages were linked, because I was getting a message in regards to phantom memory. If you guys don't know phantom memory, it's basically this fascinating and also confusing phenomenon, and it's where a person feels very real sensations, including pain in a part of the body that no longer exists. So this is what happens when you are amputated, right? If your arm is amputated, for example, there is phantom pain because there's still neurological networks where your brain hasn't yet registered. It's like your brain hasn't quite registered something that is no longer there, but there's still an energetic, how do I explain this? There's still like an energetic cord. It's like the energy body is still existing, and that's what the brain is processing. It's what is existing in dimensions beyond what it is that we can see or in the physical, right? The things that we can look at in the physical. So there's something else that you're tuning into, and it feels like dimensions within yourself, you know, and there's been a phantom memory. And it's a sacred reminder that wholeness does not depend solely upon physical form, because this feels like it's coming from or being channeled from, again, the non-physical aspect of yourself that you're reclaiming, that still lives energetically through you, right? It still is expressing itself. And that pain is not the enemy. It's actually a messenger for you in regards to what is longing to be expressed, what is yearning to be brought to the surface that maybe has been repressed or suppressed in some way. And it's a balance between the seen and the unseen. Even though the body part is removed, the counterpart, right? Even though that vessel that you once navigated this existence in is something that you're not experiencing within this lifeline, that energetic counterpart still remains, and it's still very much like luminous and also tender, right? It's something that is soft, it's something that is coexisting through you, and it's an aching to attune back into that interface. And it literally is a memory, right, where you're almost negotiating a new way to restore harmony in this existence. So let's go and take a look at the starseed message. Yes, Starkeeper, cosmic ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. So it feels like being grounded is going to be something that's super, super important, because there's not an injury, but there's a pain around incompletion, right? And it speaks of, you know, an ancient language of the soul that's whispering of experiences that have been left suspended between worlds. And that was like a hanged man energy that I got. So let me go ahead and read to you the hanged man. This talks about sacrificial energy, right? And in etymology, to sacrifice is to make something sacred once again. So it feels like you're returning back to the sacred connection that you have, the sacred connection that you are interconnected with, you know, and it's where there's memories of something that you have missed doing in a previous lifetime. That's what it feels like, or something that feels like it's missing in this lifetime, right? So, and they're showing me the void, and the void energy is nothingness, but abstinence cannot fill a void. It has to be filled with love, you know? So it feels like something that you love doing just naturally, but it's a yearning or a desire to experience this again through form, okay? To experience something that feels like it no longer exists, but is shimmering within the quantum field and just awaiting for you to recognize it, acknowledge it, accept it, and integrate it into part of your being. So sacrifice talks about, basically a sacrifice comes up in a reading when it's time, when it may be time to let go of something. If a sacrifice is in order, then move through troubling times with grace and strength to realize that your karmic debt is lessening. Whether it be a big or small sacrifice, it can feel like you're losing a limb. This is literally the phantom energy. Oh my gosh. So there's a phantom energy, something that you had let go of, or something that you have yet to return back to. Letting go of something is never an easy feat, but know that from sacrifice comes love and understanding. When we let go of one thing, we often forget that we are also giving it to something else. Literally, look at that, guys. It literally says it feels like you're losing a limb. And this is almost like phantom pain arises when the soul is attempting to reconcile with what it is becoming, right? Fragments of an identity, maybe a skill or a memory from another incarnation that's longing to be expressed through the present moment, right? Through this current vessel. Okay, so this is super, super interesting. Yeah, clarification. But it's almost like it's a sacred dialogue where the soul's calling you to come home to these parts of yourself. Now, the chariot and the spirit plane in this depiction also talk about the chariot blazes through the spirit plane and asks us to appreciate our accomplishments. It may still be raining and you may feel a long way from home, but this card it makes an appearance, suggesting that some self-assurance has gotten you to this point. The dove will guide you to where you need to be. Have confidence that the direction you're moving in is the right one for now. So it feels like it's like a realignment, you know, but it's something that feels new, but it's not. You know, it feels like you're learning something new, but all you're doing is uncovering what is there within you waiting to be rediscovered. You know, that's what it feels like. And then the Hanged Man talks about going with the flow, surrendering, letting go, and also moving on. And there is something that it feels like you're having to sacrifice. And this could be your comfort zone in some way. Maybe it's a part of yourself that has been rejected, but it's time to heal this aspect, right? It's something that's longing to be healed with phantom pain. And to heal is to become whole with and to integrate. So it's to recognize that this is whom you already are. It's not something that you're aspiring or longing to be. It's whom you already are that you're reconnecting with. So yeah, this is super, super beautiful. It's like transforming that pain into a remembrance of the vibration that once was, that's urging you to live fully and touch the world again in this way. So I feel like it is something that you're longing to relive, but it's also something that others around you are longing to experience through your surrender back into this thing. That's what it feels like. And it's a reminder that it's not a loss, right? It's like, I still wish to feel. That's what the soul is through this physical form. So this is really, really beautiful. It does feel like, the South Node and North Node aspects where, the South Node is a spiritual comfort zone, but it's also, your gifts in this lifetime. And it feels like you're being called to use them in a way that you haven't done before. So maybe this is something in a previous lifetime that you kept yourself, or was behind the scenes, or something that you did in private, and you never experienced, or other people never got to experience this, okay, from you. And it feels like something that you're being called to share. It feels like something that you're being called to open up to, and that's where the chariot becomes a vehicle for the soul to express itself, right? It becomes the vessel that enriches the soul's yearning to experience life in this terrestrial plane in a very specific way, right? So it's super, super beautiful. Okay, so the chariot and the trained vessel. Let's go ahead and get some more energies for this. This is super interesting. But it's almost like you've been encoded with this direction, this purpose, and the soul is commanding this new type of motion, But yeah, it's a disciplined soul within the body that uses this vessel as a divine instrument. So it's almost like you're coming back to that, you're coming back to that. Okay. Trust the niggling feeling. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? What is this for you? Because this is probably your innate gifts that are linked to the things that bring you profound joy for a reason, even if it feels like it's not mirrored. It's something that is extremely unique to you. So it's almost like you're remembering how to move through worlds with this different kind of level of precision. And it's knowing that this realm is almost like a divine ground for the soul to allow this divine intelligence or memory to resurface and express itself. And it's using this vessel as almost like a sacred technology to begin to embody and not be separate from what you innately are, or who you innately are. Whew, this is super beautiful. Okay, let's see. Let's get a Cosmos Oracle message. So phantom pain. What is the soul? Constellation. It's this interconnected network. Constellation is this beautiful connection. It could even be like to star family energy, and then you have rotation revolution. Rotation revolution at the base with connection. I feel like there's things that you're connecting to, and I'm seeing this as, again, different lifetimes where there's this quantum entangled state. I don't know if this is going to focus or not, that you're attuned to. But rotation revolution tells you it's time to move from where you are, whether that's an internal shift or an external shift that's needed. So this could be to take external action on something that you feel internally, connected to. Yeah, 528 is the love frequency, so it is something that you love to do, or it just puts you in that energy of, love is unconditional acceptance for yourself. So let's go ahead and read Constellation for you real quick. CCC. I was going to do a quick reading and then I didn't realize that this was going to be this kind of read. So yeah. A magical connection which links the points of your constellation. So this is again something that's linking you to parallel existences, because these are still lifetimes that are simultaneously playing out, but there's a healing that takes place quantumly as you begin to embody and express something that you weren't able to do previously. So constellations are groups of light energy and the formation of a system that can refer to various things. A cosmic and or terrestrial family, signs, people, things that are connected, divine groups forming a whole. So I'm another you reminding you, or another me, of something that is innately existing within you. Okay, and this is why you've materialized this into your reality. So groups of guiding stars and messages. So this is something that has kept being reinforced to you through, your reality. Landmarks also. So since primitive times, constellations have been used as by humans as landmarks to help them identify north and south for navigation. So yeah, again, it's like the north and south node. That's how I'm seeing it, because it's fixed positions within this lifetime. They guide us. Yeah, okay, this is interesting. So this is something that you've mastered, I feel like, behind the scenes, or it's something that you've mastered, maybe even in streamlining this from other planetary star systems. I'm also receiving that you're streamlining into this lifeline on Earth. That's also what it feels like, for sure. Okay, there was also something else. Okay, so they guide, it's something that you've mastered. You spent like a lifetime mastering it, and now this is where you re-download that information, reabsorb it, and then you transmit it. So the next step, and provide us with the information that we need to know that we're in the right position for where we want to be headed. Okay, so this is where you're being guided. Constellations are natural compasses for human beings, and are our way of orientating our soul with the road ahead on planet Earth. Yeah, it's like this is huge for you in this life. Like this is huge because it feels like almost like the unfinished business kind of card. Let's take a look at Gateway of Light activation. I feel like this is going to be very complementary to this read. Let's see. Yeah. Yep. Big fat yes. Okay. Throat chakra, first and foremost. So authenticity, the throat chakra, and also self-expression. And the throat chakra is actually, it's a portal, it's a creation point. So it's almost like I'm hearing it's like a birth canal in its own, which is like a stargate. So there's transmissions that you're actually sending out through this living, breathing embodiment of. Maybe it's something that you're expressing in some way, but this is where you blend and merge your most multidimensional otherworldly gifts, and you anchor that through this vessel to streamline that into this realm. But it's something that you're streamlining, and it's high levels of awareness. It's awareness that extends far beyond this lifetime, and it's like you're doing it for all versions of yourself that weren't able to before. So this is almost like an ancestral recalibration. That's what it feels like. It's like an ancestral healing. Like as you anchor this into the present moment, you're also not just changing your past, okay, and shifting your past and allowing that to ascend into a high octave, but it's also altering the future timelines that you're now aligned with. That's another message. And then you have Sirius star blessings. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through, which is a big fat yes, especially if this is like a creative project of some kind. And the throat chakra was huge for, messages that I was kind of meditating on in ceremony. And it was like this relief. It was like Pachamama was basically saying, doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel so good to express? And there's something around just laughing, because when I was laughing, it was just rippling joy to all those around me. And so many told me, it was like, oh my gosh, that laugh actually really assisted. It really assisted me when I was working through some heavy, dense things. So there's something about this form of expression actually impacts all other extensions of yourself. And it's because you're stepping into more of just a creative, playful essence where you're just honoring how the soul's, wanting to express itself. So let's go ahead and read Sirius Star Blessings for you. It's a beautiful card. It's one of the most auspicious cards. Yes, be seen, push through. This talks about December energy because it's linked to Sobdet, which is a goddess queen of Sirius. And this is also like the Sirius star system, right? Which is home of a race of humanoid beings who most likely live in a dimension higher than our own. It's believed that these beings can be contacted through spiritual practice. Tuning into them can enable us to receive high frequency spiritual downloads. This card draws the bright light of Sirius and the support of the Sirian beings in our world. And Sirian energy is all about Osiris, right? Osiris was the divine masculine. So this is about the embodiment of, and he was dismembered, right, into many pieces and scattered across Egypt. But then he was restored, where they remembered all of these different fractals of himself, right, suspended across these different parallels and timelines and universes. And he became whole again as he reconnected with the divine feminine Isis energy, right? And that birthed Horus, which is Christ consciousness, which is the fractal of awareness that becomes conscious of itself and its full potential while still living in this system of matrix, but they are attuned to something higher, right, within them, the higher mind within them, and that's what begins to guide their life. And this eternal light that's always been existing within them is something that they come back into, that familiar remembrance with. And what is light? Light is information. So it feels like this is information that you left for yourself. That's what it is. Connected to the Sirius and star beings, it's like that you're connected to them on a spiritual level. If you take time to locate the star system in the sky, you might even feel a sense of homecoming. And that's all what the chariot is, right? And the sacrifice hanged man is. It's a sense of homecoming. Because the hanged man is Odin hanging himself upside down from the tree of knowledge, and it's one thing is flipped upside down in his life that, it's never felt so right. So things could feel perfectly right because you realize that there's been a cosmic secret ordering to what has felt disorderly in your life in order for you to come back home to this remembrance. And it feels like you're coming back home to this remembrance within yourself, right? And the nature of this construct. So it feels like someone's becoming lucid, and there's this intercommunication with your higher self that is lucidly guiding you towards your chosen destination, right? Something that you've chosen to experience, something that you've intended to experience, and you're coming back into alignment with that. And that's going to lead to Dharma, which is the rapid unfoldment of your path. And you might want to look at where the Sirius fixed star is in your fixed star chart, because that could be very informative for you. So because it's how that fractal wants to express itself in this matrix. The message that comes with this gateway is a giant yes. It feels like the Soul's Odyssey. Like any of you who have done the Soul's Odyssey reading with me, who specifically asked for me to focus on these aspects of the chart, it feels like that. It's like that dimension within you is yearning to be expressed, and it's coming to the surface, right? It's something that's you're not separate from. Okay, so this is a time for you to move forward with any projects or ideas that you felt called to carry out. There is an energy of positivity, abundance, and excitement surrounding you at this time. Whatever dreams you've been revisiting recently aren't dreams but premonitions. So this is a glimpse into your destiny before it unfolds. There's a reason why you feel so called to this thing, and it's because it already has happened, and you're witnessing the becoming of an event that has already come to be, that already exists for you. So know that whatever you're connected to on the inside is soon to be something that you're experiencing in the physical. So think about what you desire instead of what you fear. See yourself celebrating it as if your wildest dreams have already come true. As you do so, you'll be creating the perfect energy for them to manifest into your world. And then you also have the Temple of Truth, right? Which is all about the throat chakra. A small percentage of you may have your Mercury conjunct the North Node. So this could be, a point of destiny for how your soul's wishing to express itself in this realm. And it's going to require you to use your mind in some way. But yeah, it talks about your throat chakra or even your heart, where you're needing to speak your voice. And it's something that feels like maybe there's been shame around this thing previously, but you're being called to just fully, embody this. So when you are brought into this space, you're being reminded of the importance of your identity and self-expression in this lifetime. Acknowledging who you are and who you've been is such an important unfoldment of your path. There's an old story that the truth hurts. This gateway is reminding you that, in fact, the truth heals. Your truth is your truth, and it's important for you to honor that with every facet of your being. This isn't your first incarnation in which you felt the importance of honesty and authenticity, but it may be the first in which you've had the full freedom of expression. This gateway is coming to you today because there's something buried deep inside of you that you haven't expressed, and it's causing an energetic blockage on your ever unfolding path. It is a time to love yourself and honor those feelings that are rising up in you. This is divine guidance that will bring you into a greater alignment, because this is an alignment that's happening within you. You know, it's an integration. It's a collision point that's happening, right? A sacred world line collision within the world inside of yourself. And it's leading to a new world being projected to you in this system. Whew. Wow. That was a mouthful. Okay, guys, I'm gonna love and leave you there. You know, we have Between Worlds. I could keep going, but let's just get one more. Yeah, there's a change in the wind, and you have the Fates. The Fates card is the Serenity Prayer. It says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your courage will lead to your life shrinking or expanding as a reflection of how courageous you are. And a change in the wind is, you don't know where this is going to take you. You know, as you begin to implement this into your life or something that you're doing, you have to allow yourself to kind of be free like the wind. You know, it's like you cannot beat a river into submission. You must surrender to its current and use its power as your own. It feels like this is something that extends far beyond you, and it's humbling. You know, it's like, it kind of reminds you of the humanity card in the Shaman's Dream Oracle message, where it talks about, you know, this body just becoming merely a divine instrument and allowing the wind or spirit to move through you. Okay, we have 3 actually. Sky Dance's Surrender. It's something that you're having to surrender to, but it's a synchronistic event, okay? And overwhelm and plenty. So you have lots of choices here. The one warning with this card is to avoid choosing the same thing if you know it leaves you feeling hungry for more. So this could be about the rejection. There's something that you're having to surrender to, and then you have Metox, repairing the mind, body, and spirit. So this is an elimination process, right? What would you choose if fear wasn't a factor? That would be my question to you. So, with that being said, this definitely reminds me of the reading that we did around, previous lifetimes, you know, from Atlantis and other kind of planetary star systems and civilizations, where you're streamlining, just beautiful growth. So, yeah. That's it, guys. I'm going to love and leave you there. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details also down below. Also, if you've made it up until this point, comment down below something that you feel like is symbolic of what you feel is happening within your vessel right now, what it is that you feel like is arising, and explain it to me through one word. If you had to explain one word of how you're feeling right now, of the feelings that you're observing arising within the body and the information behind that, what would you feel like? Is it a reconnection? Is it a remembrance? What is it? Let me know, okay? So also check out Water Spirit as well if you guys are looking for some high quality AA grade jewelry. I actually have their gratitude a gratitude collection on today. So this is a bracelet pack, and it has lapis lazuli, lepidolite, and also rainbow tourmaline as well. So that's beautiful. You have $1 of the proceeds are donated towards Altar Sanctuaries if you're looking for some high quality AAA grade jewelry, and you have 2 discount codes for that down below as well. So I'm gonna speak to you very, very soon. Until next time, bye.